My name is Pamela Renee Saunders. I was in the United States Air Force. I was an environmental support specialist. I just felt like the Air Force was mentally challenging, and that's kind of what I wanted, more than physical challenging. And I was right. It was a lot more mental. They started downsizing the military. They combined our field with plumbing, so I became a plumber. So I was a plumber also. We went in, and when I was in Texas, we did mostly like repairs on stuff. But then when I went to Red Horse in Florida, that's when we like built things. We actually went in and put in plumbing lines and put in different things. I enjoyed the building more. Setting up new stuff was a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely building. Well, first of all, it was the first time I'd ever flown on a plane, and I was 23, very first time I'd ever been in an airplane, and I flew from Oklahoma City to San Antonio, Texas. And from there we got on a bus and went to the base, and people were yelling at us and screaming, and it was the middle of the night, and they were yelling for us to, get off the bus and screaming at you to go where you're supposed to go. And so it was different. I mean, I wasn't like totally shocked because I'd watched a lot of movies, but it was a lot different, because you're not prepared for people to be yelling at you, but it worked out. So I learned a lot more confidence, because I was always real shy and bashful when I was growing up, and I didn't really stand up for myself much. And I think being in the military helped me to understand my value, and that I'm important too, and that I deserve to be treated with respect. And I think that's really a big thing that I learned being in the military. I think the worst memory was when Desert Storm kicked off, and we were I lived in the dorm, and we were sitting in the TV room watching the bombs attack over there, watching the bombs drop on the city and knowing that we were going to war. And that was, up until then, I knew I was in the military, but our country wasn't at war or anything back then, and at that point, knowing that we really are going to war, this is going to be serious. I think that was probably the worst day, the hardest day, not knowing what was going to happen to friends and different, I had friends and family that might be over there eventually, and were. So that was probably one of my roughest days, because up until then, it was just a job, we played war games, but we didn't really do war. So I think that was probably my hardest day. Red Horse is rapid engineering, deployment, heavy equipment, operating, and they're the ones who go in and build a base. So like when you go somewhere, they're the first ones in. They set up the kitchen, they set up the water, they set up the flight line so the planes can land and take off, and they're the first ones in to do the repairs and things, or to set up things. So these are all my Texas things and my dog tags, and they always make a coin when a base is closing. So this was it says Tarrant Field, but it was that was the name of the airfield. So that was that one. And then this would be an accommodation medal that I got when I was in Texas for just different things. You have to do different things and you get awarded, And then this was a water rescue. They actually dropped somebody off in the water, and then the helicopter flew in, and the guy jumped out to rescue the guy that was in the water, so it was kind of neat. And then just helicopters landing and just other things. It was a lot of fun. So, advice to someone thinking about joining the military? I would say go for it. Go out and try something new. And I know it's different now than it was when I was in, but I would still say go out and try it. Get out of your little hometown and go see the world, just for a few years. Go do something. Don't let this small town be your whole life. Go see something different. Go experience something different. I did not ever plan to join the military, but to me, the Air Force is the best. That's how you're supposed to feel, I guess. But I never planned to join the military like when I was younger. So just kind of happened. I do not regret it. It was one of the greatest times of my life, and it was something I really enjoyed. And I'm glad that I was single and that I didn't have any other real responsibilities, so I never regret it. I have a lot of fond memories.